there is a lot of obstacles and a lot of things that one has to be careful when they're in the dating apps.
So some guy just wanna ask for pictures.
She likes to go ahead and help, sometimes more than she's supposed to.
And also like learning each other's languages. I'm learning Spanish. Yo hablo español. 1, 2, 3.
Aku bicara bahasa Indonesia. Yes.
Hello guys, welcome to our first podcast, Salsing podcast. So what are we gonna talk about in our podcast?
We're gonna talk about all kinds of different things, all kinds of different topics.
This is gonna be our first episode, so we're gonna talk about long distance relationship, love beyond borders. It's gonna be like a long distance relationship, but based on our experience.
Also because some people were asking a couple questions based on our other videos that we have on YouTube, so we'll be hopefully answering a couple of those in this podcast.
Yeah, for you guys that new, my name is Tika. I'm from Indonesia.
And I'm Fernando from the US.
Okay, so I'm gonna read like the questions that I have. How did the two of you meet and what drew you to each other?
I'm not really big on dating apps, and I even still up to this day, I don't think they would really work if you're looking for something genuine, I believe. Or I guess it could work,
it could
but
work, but
it depends on the person.
The person,
people.
yeah.
The people. If both people who are in the relation are mature enough and they know really what they want, and they're both really good judge of characters, then I think the odds are great that it'll work out. But there is a lot of obstacles and a lot of things that one has to be careful when they're in the dating apps.
True.
So even up to this day, I don't think I wouldn't recommend it to most.
Even me and Fernando, we both meet from dating app, but we're not really contacting from dating app because like I'm just playing dating app. I could play like days, probably not even that long time, and then I've realized that it's not like the place that you can find a guy that you can trust on. So I don't play. Maybe for some people it worked, but maybe it's just our opinion. So basically I put my information, my Instagram in my dating app, and I put a couple pictures, and so Fernando reached out to me from Instagram, and then we don't even match in the dating app. So
not until like 2 months afterwards.
After we already talked, and then I was like, "Oh, how did you know me? And, do we even match?" And then he was like, "Oh no." And then I opened the dating app again, and then I matched.
Yeah. And then a month afterwards, we deleted the app. I mean, I guess it's gonna sound really like, oh yeah, sure, but I mean, I don't really use dating apps. That was one time that I used it because it was during the pandemic, and then also I couldn't really do anything. The whole year I was in disability, so I opened up the dating app just to kind of pass the time. And that's when I saw her pictures, and I was like, oh, okay, she's different. So I went ahead and reached out, and it worked out.
I mean, for me, it's not like I'm not using it. I will use it for days. Because in that moment, I just broke up and during the pandemic, and I feel like, I need someone to talk to. And my friend told me, I tried this dating app. And I was like, okay, let me try. I can talk. And then, it's just like using days, but it just didn't work out. Like some guy just want to ask for pictures. So I was like, okay.
Pictures meaning.
Okay, so what drew you to each other? For me, he's the most nice person that I've ever met. I think we met when I have sexual harassment, or no? That's the first time I started to open up to you, no?
Yeah, we were already talking a little bit, but that's what led us, I think, to have our first actual conversation.
Yes. It's like I really need someone to talk to, and I got a sexual harassment in my work before. Is that count as a sexual harassment?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. You know, when you have a lot of in your mind and you're still in shock, it's like he know what he needs to do. That's what drew me. in that point I was like, oh yeah, that's the right guy over there.
For me, it was just the initiation was basically from the pictures. Me personally, I look for relationships that could go the long way, that have a high chance of going the long way. Based on pictures from the dating profiles, I could see it's not gonna go anywhere. So she was one of the very, 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 very few that had decent pictures out there. So that was what prompted me to go ahead and reach out to her, and also the way she was communicating. It also looked like she was almost like a kind of biography of a biography, like you put all your information, like what you do, what blah blah.
Yeah,
so in the dating app, she put like this whole.
Basically, the point why I put that much information, basically, like soft way to underline, I'm searching for a serious relationship. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that was it. Then the way she was just she would just communicate and talk. It's you can see that she has self-worth, and she is very down to earth. She likes to go ahead and help, sometimes more than she is supposed to. Um, when you help more than what you're supposed to, sometimes it's, yeah, you're helping, but sometimes now you're going, when you go beyond, now it's you're kind of self-destructing yourself because you're overusing whatever resources you have. You're giving out more than what you can, and now you're putting yourself in a pickle. Yes, that's you. Obviously, she's pretty. And that's what was started. Also, the whole biograph, the pictures were different from the others, and then as I got to know her, she has a good head on her shoulders, low, down to earth, hardworking. She has goals, ideas, and she is interested in life.
Next question. What were your initial impressions or perceptions of each other's cultures when you started dating? This guy must be not using bidet.
Some of the things are like, oh, okay, cool. But
what is that?
Well, the bidet, guess you guys are more used to eating some dishes with a hand, which I mean we also do.
So you think?
Yeah, the walking around without shoes inside the house, which is a good idea. I mean, keeps the house clean. So, and the bidet is actually very handy as well. It's also a pretty good idea. So.
The beans and the avocado.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we usually beans, we eat it as a dessert. We put it with ice, coconut milk, condensed milk, and stuff. But they eat beans like we eat rice.
And the avocado also, you guys eat it with like a dessert.
We make it as a juice avocado. So avocado, we blend it and then put the chocolate milk. I'm gonna make you some. Try.
Yeah, I tried one for the first time when we were eating at that restaurant.
Oh, avocado pancake. It's a dessert.
So it had avocado inside, no, but it was sweet.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. Actually, maybe I would want to try it again because when I first tried, I was like, I was not expecting it at all. It was very new. I could tell it was avocado, but it was not at all the way I'm used to eating. Eating it, yeah. And kind of like for you as well, because the beans we eat them like main dish food, and you are used to eating them sweet.
How did you navigate any culture differences or language barriers early in your relationship? So we're talking about early in our relationship. To be honest, I'm using Google Translate so we're texting for like months. We're not doing the video call until
I would say like 4 or 5 months.
4 or 5 months, yeah. And I know English, even if he's Mexican, because he lives in over here, so he knows how to speak English. But I'm Indonesian, but I live in Indonesia. We're not speaking English, so how do you expect me to can speak English like fluent? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then in the beginning of relationship, every time I want to text him, I have a friend Sachi. I am asking Google Translate, but sometimes Google Translate giving you like the this sounds weird.
Yeah.
It sounds weird. So I'm telling her, oh, I want to say this, like how do I can say this, and she's helping me. So that's pretty much the first beginning. But the more we talk, the more he kind of also helping me with fixing my language.
For me, I would say no. So obviously not the language because we were communicating in English, but some words mean different things, or you were understanding them differently. So I would say something, she would take it in a different way than what I meant it, because for her she would translate it to her language, and over there in her language it would mean something maybe different, maybe more than what I wanted to say, or maybe in a different way than what I wanted to say, or maybe even rude sometimes.
Rude, yeah.
So I would have to explain myself. If I would send a message and it came back, she would reply with something kind of off, or not reply, or take her time or whatnot. I would have to figure out, maybe it was what was my last message, and then kind of see like, hey, did you get my last message, and kind of what did you thought about it. I would have to get her communication is key in not only long distance relationships, but also in your just actual physical relationship, like close. I would say any successful long relationship, not long distance, but
the long-term
long-term relationship. There you go. Yeah, you gotta communication.
How do we navigate the culture differences? The second that we decided to like, oh yeah, I want to move, my very first request, I was like, oh, honey, we have to have that in our house. And I was like, oh yeah, and then he started using it right now.
I mean, I watch anime and Japanese shows, so I knew about the bidet, and I was like, you know what? I mean, it sounds like a pretty good idea, but I never really got around to like, oh, I really want to go ahead and try it out. So when I found out, okay, she used it, I was like, all right, well, it's about time. So I went ahead and installed it. It wasn't that hard. So then I was like, all right, let's try it. And I was like, okay, not bad. But big, I guess, that I would say noticeable cultural differences.
I don't think so.
I can't think of any right now at the top of my head.
Maybe more like me try to adapt with the food, your family's food. Like how I used to eat avocado sweet, right now start to try avocado in the Mexican way, like guacamole. And then I turned out like it. And when my sister-in-law make burgers, she put guacamole in the burger, and I was like, ooh, what is this?
Well, that's it. That's how we navigated them. I mean, it's not
you
really.
Just give it a try, and if you like it, you're gonna like it. And if you don't like it, then just don't push your partner to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Just tolerate. Some people are different. You don't have to be from different cultures. People are different. They might do things different. So it's just a matter of knowing what some of the differences are, and if there's major ones that you would be like, I really cannot handle that, like, no, I don't want to be part of it, then that's when you call it quits. But if it's little things that wouldn't really
doesn't do harm,
don't do harm to you, and you don't really find them that irritating, then you're good to go.
Yeah. Okay, next question. Could you share some significant milestones or challenges you face as an international couple?
Ooh, yes.
Okay, we can start.
I would say milestone when we first got to actually speak in the phone, because obviously there's always that off chance when you're texting, there's always that little doubt at the back of your head. Maybe this is some 40-year-old dude in their underwear, just chatting away or whatnot, and they're using pictures that they get offline and making catfishing people, basically. So when I got to hear you, I was like, okay, that's good. And then when we actually were able to FaceTime, then we're like, okay, there you go. So this is a real person. So that was a milestone.
When we first met.
When we first met, even before we met, the heart surgery, your mom's passing. When we met, Bali was pretty. It was my first time actually traveling, because I'm not really a big traveler or going around. So it was my first time actually traveling by myself, and then airplane for what was it, like 3 days? No, like five, like 20 hours around there ish, 15, 20 hours. So yeah, it was an interesting experience. That was a milestone, and then when we started the process for the
Human
visa,
visa.
when we actually got the visa,
Yeah.
and then
I think that's the I still remember the feeling, the happiness that I get from like, oh, finally we're
it's
gonna meet
accepted.
each other. It's different because it's been like the burden for 18 months.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, because it was not supposed to be that long.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's gonna be the part of the challenges. The challenges a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I guess that was one of the challenges, but
yeah,
and it was just a matter of time.
Yeah, I got a visa. I came over here. We got married.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
milestone
so far. But talk about the challenges, you don't want to know. The challenges is like more like the papers, the long distance, the time differences.
Oh yeah, the time difference is
The challenges is more like, oh yeah, like imagine Fernando came to Indonesia to talk to my dad, to my family, and like basically convince them, oh yeah, oh sir, I'm gonna take away your kids to live with me in the USA. It's not a easy thing. It's pretty challenging to him, and like the effort that he did to come to Indonesia, to Medan, to my city, it's also challenges for some people because not everyone want to do that. You know what I mean? And also, it's more harder for us because when we're it's during the pandemic, so the border closed.
Oh yeah, there was a couple of times where we wanted
and when my mom passed away, he cannot come because the border is still closed, and we're still waiting. Oh, when the border open? When the border open? And even when it's open, he needs to do the quarantine for 7 days, and we cannot go just with the tourist visa. So I'm working on the business visa for my friend. Like, so yeah, there's a lot. I mean, a lot. You don't want to know.
Like I say, there's a will, there's a way. A big one was the time difference, because either I had to stay up real late or wake up wake up really early.
And then it end up we choose because he's working and I'm not working anymore, so I sleep really late at 2 a.m. and he living his normal life.
Not really. I would wake up earlier too, because I would want to talk to you as well. So I would still wake up somewhat early. Another big thing was for me was the worry of something happening to her, especially after her mom passed away, because she was living by herself. So for me, it was the worry of somebody breaking in and
you cannot do anything.
I can't do anything exactly, yeah, because I'm all over here, so I wouldn't really be able to do anything. I would have her dad's phone number and stuff, but I was like, yeah, by the time they reach there, I don't know how fast, travel is over there. So yeah, those were two of the big ones for long distance. So hopefully, when there's a long distance, you guys are, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours away. It's not a big challenge, but when the time differences are wild, and yeah,
especially if you're the long distance relationship between the countries that doesn't really need visa for you to visit it. It's not that hard, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that helps a lot too.
That helps a lot. Okay, next, were there moments that particularly highlight the beauty of complexity of merging two cultures in your relationship? I mean, the one that I like is a culinary because I like to eat.
Oh, I guess yeah. Let's
Be able to try the Mexican food from the actual Mexican is different. You're not gonna find it in any restaurant.
Yeah. You can't really find authentic
ingredients.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And I really love Fernando's family. It's like I'll be able to try Mexican food, and then like the feeling of that you're gonna represent Indonesian food to your Mexican family. And I love like every time I give it to Fernando's family, and they were like, "Oh, this is really good." And the more they were like, "Oh yeah, this is so nice." It makes me feel like when I cook more. Because I don't really cook that much when I was living in Indonesia, because you can get everything easily. But when you move to somewhere and you couldn't really found that thing easily, it's gonna make you want to learn to make it, to make it by yourself, so you can basically it's also like a medicine for your homesick. But yeah, I like about the culinary, and also like learning each other's languages. I'm learning Spanish. Yo hablo español un poquito.
And I speak and I somewhat speak Bahasa. Saya I don't know how to say talk.
Aku bicara.
Aku bicara
Bahasa Indonesia.
Bahasa.
Okay. Oh. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Aku bicara Bahasa Indonesia. Yeah. Yes. Yes. No cuts. It's all at the top of the dome.
How do you ensure effective communication and understanding, especially when cultural nuances come into play?
Talking, communicating. Culture, no culture, really doesn't play a big part. Even if you're both from the same country, the same culture,
yeah,
if you don't talk and there's no communication and there's no honest communication, because you gotta be honest, regardless of whether, however it's gonna make them feel. You have to go ahead and let them know what your actual thoughts on whatever topics you're talking about are, even if it hurts the other person or it bugs them or it annoys them for a moment. Obviously, you have to say it in a way where you're not careless, but you gotta make sure you communicate it well and communicate it honestly in that same kind of mature state of mind, and they want to make things work and you guys work towards a resolution.
Because he's really good at communicate. Me, at the beginning, but right now I'm getting better. Yeah, I'm learning because he gave me a chance to learn. He basically guided me. Before when you met, okay, no, I cannot talk. But right now, he was like, oh yeah, no, if you cannot talk right now, I'm give you time, and whenever you're ready to talk, you can just come talk to me. So it's like good in both sides. Like he understands to waiting for me to talk. I kind of like, okay, try to like process in my mind first what I want to told him, basically, because I'm the type of person when I'm mad I cannot think of anything, or either way I'm gonna say some stupid things that not even
that you don't mean,
or yeah. And I'm not really good at explaining my feelings.
Yeah,
I need time for me to can break down, oh, this is how I feel, this. So he kind of understand it, and he gives me time. Okay, if you want to talk right now, then again, he's just gonna leave me alone. I'm doing my thing, and then in the end of the day, I'm just gonna come to him. Okay, I'm ready to talk. Then we'll talk before sleep.
Communication is key, but also remember we're all humans. We experience emotions, so you gotta respect your significant other, or actually not even significant, just any other living being's emotions, and you gotta let them be and know how to kind of navigate through those emotions and know how to what would work kind of best for you. You're not always gonna make the right choice, but be conscious of it, and the more practice you get on it, the better you get at it, and that's kind of how it works.
Next question. Have there been any instances where misunderstandings occurred due to cultural differences, and how did you resolve them? Not really. Nothing about us, but more like me. Because Indonesia, there's a beeping language.
A what?
Beeping language.
Beeping? Like
honking?
Beep, beep, beep.
Oh,
yeah.
Like honking language. So we usually, like when we're driving, we say thank you. We want to say thank you to someone who let us pass first, and we're gonna honking once, and then like slow honking, like beep, and then it means thank you. And then like it happens to me when I try to drive over here. I was like honking.
And people say thank you in a very different way over here.
Yeah, but more like that. But there's nothing to do with our relationship or.
Yeah, no.
So next, how have your families and communities responded to your relationship and its multicultural aspects?
Me and my family, kind of like me, they've also been always very open to any culture. Really?
Yeah, because you guys already live over here, so you guys already like meet a lot of culture.
So we've always been kind of exposed to all types of culture, so we don't really. When we see something different, we're like, okay, well, that's the way they do things. So cool.
Maybe
And
it's
then
more like
if it's
my
useful to us, then
family.
we adapted.
Yeah, maybe more like my side of
Yeah.
story, because like the first very beginning, it's not my family's. My family's is like my mom. She likes Fernando. Um, it's more like the communities, I guess. Like
Oh, like
where
people
no
around?
people around, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
hobbies.
Because they were like,
Well, actually, to me, no, not really over here because I don't really have much people that are.
because like I was working before, so people
Yes,
talking,
yes.
and then yeah, basically,
Oh,
remember?
oh.
I can't. I'm gonna cut this. Basically, like the community talk about when I met him the first time in Bali, and they were like start to be like, oh, she made the foreigner in Bali and stuff, blah 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 blah. And they were like, oh, why meet in Bali? And then I was like, where should we meet? The border is closed. It's during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And we meet on October because it's after my mom passed away in
And it was
August,
literally on
and then
October
on
8th is when
September
we.
the border opened, and then on
It was on our first year anniversary.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the point is, and Fernando cannot travel to Indonesia with the tourist visa, which is I don't have someone that can provide me business visa for Fernando in
Well, you don't
Medan.
really even have to explain it. I mean, it's just like, why did they care?
But yeah, for people in my community, it's still kind of like, oh, weird, I'm guessing.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's always kind of weird. Like, also, my family also told me, hey, kind of like, oh, let us know where you're at every time that you're out around or whatever. Cause
What they say is like, oh, Tika just like living in her own fairy tale. Is no way. There's no way that guys really like her or want to go that far to just for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Basically like that. But it's just in the beginning of relationship. I did never say anything. He also never say anything as well. I mean, I don't care.
I was more annoyed with the other people.
Yeah,
Those
but
ones that
after
just.
we move, after we're together, like we get married and stuff. Like I don't know, our both our family it's good, and my family it's good too.
Yeah.
My friends love him, so.
Yeah, and my friends, it's a very close circle, and they were all they're also all kind of like me, very open.
In what ways has being in this relationship influenced your personal growth and perspective of the world? Me?
Okay, you want to start first?
Basically, languages. I just realized that how much languages can open the door for you, like way more. We could say like English is the first languages, because like from English I can meet friends from Sweden or friends from Malaysia or from Filipina, because I'm not using that English before. Like I know how to speak English maybe long ago when I was living in Australia, but I never used it again. So I never know that I capable to do it. Know what I mean?
Put it out of the closet, undust it a little bit.
And then yeah, and then the second I talked with Fernando, it built more confidence and also built more confidence for me to talk, to make more friends and open the door for me to like meeting other people from other country, opening more opportunity to new career.
I push you towards going after your YouTube career that you wanted to do, and that led us to meet very whole bunch of people.
Yeah, basically I met a lot of people from other countries with one language. Maybe some people can speak like a lot of languages, but me, I'm not that smart. So like at least being know this one language opened the door for me to know someone from Turkey, from someone from Malaysia, someone from Philippines, which is I feel like before I was like, oh, there's no way I'm gonna meet someone from here. There's no way I'm gonna speak with someone from over here.
Yeah, to me, I mean, it was also in that regard. I mean, her pursuing what she wants to do, YouTube, I was able to meet more people as well, and I'm never really putting myself out there to meet new people. And it's been very fun meeting all those people.
It's like the new type of word of you're making friends,
yes,
right?
Yes, it's very very different or very new. It does open up my world and like more like so this is out there as well, and more interested in the world. Because I also went out and explored. We explored Bali, Medan, a little bit of Singapore, and a little bit of whatever was in the airport, Japan. So it's interesting. And then also her being with me and me knowing that I have to take care of her and kind of provide has also kind of pushed me to move forward in my careers. I would say kind of settle.
Oh yeah, you're growing your career too.
Yeah, exactly.
If you try to find a partner, especially for your life, find someone that wants you to be growth, because basically there's a lot of things that you can do together. It doesn't mean, oh, when you have a partner you cannot do anything, because I hear a lot, oh, when you already get married you cannot do anything. It's like completely wrong. The point is just to find the someone that right for you, that want you to be growth together as in a relationship, as a personal. So yeah, because life is good.
Yeah. Well said, well said.
What advice would you give to another international couple navigating similar paths?
It would be, yes, be very,
very more like know how to judge people, like you said.
Yes,
before.
I would say, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're not a very good judge of character, just really, 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 really take it slow, take it very easy, and be very, very cautious of what you do, say, or put out there, or when you meet, whatever it is, just take it really, really, really slow, because unfortunately there is people out there that are up to no good and will try anything to cause harm. Another tip would be carry a portable charger, because it will save you. Yeah, that was one of the big things. Your cell phone will die a lot once you're deeper into the relationship and you're always kind of in FaceTime or video call.
The one for me is like more communication like that, because I knew some people in the long distance relationship or international couple, they scared to do the video call and stuff because the language is barrier.
Yeah, it's also a good way to verify that the person is real and the person is legit. And approach very carefully. Portable charger once you are in that long distance relationship. Lots of patience, lots of communication, lots of communication. That's a very big one.
Yeah, some people doing the long distance relationship, but they don't really even text. They say it's too busy texting each other.
Oh yeah, no,
I
I would be interested in having a conversation with those people to see how they actually manage to pull through.
Basically, in international relationship, it's gonna be people from two different countries. So in the end of the day, it's gonna be one of them gonna be moved to the other country.
Oh yeah,
and it's like the part of the big sacrifice from that person. In the beginning of the relationship, you need to know where you want to go, where you want to be in the end. Like you want to stay. Exactly, who wants to be sacrificed, and then the other partner also need to understand how big the sacrifice that this person already take just to be with you.
Yeah. And definitely 100%, it's like, okay, yeah, you have to recognize, oh yeah, like this person left everything that they kind of used to, their culture, their people, and everything that literally it's like traveling to a different world. So it's a very, 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 very big thing. But yeah, understand it and be grateful. Yeah. For now, that's it. We'll be making hopefully better, longer, more entertaining, probably podcasts.
We're proud of ourselves that we finally start our podcast. Fernando been wanting to do it, but I was like, oh yeah, how to do it. Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad that we did it right now. Hope you guys like our podcast.
What I want to do is having people come here, talk about whatever topic they want to talk about, and seeing their point of view, seeing our point of view, having hopefully a good conversation back and forth between that topic, hopefully exploring it and better understanding it, and giving maybe hopefully advice based on our experiences. that would help others that hear it out there.
And if you guys have any like question like you want to ask Fernando or us, especially if you guys in a relationship or long distance relationship and you have this problem that you've been through right now, and you want to ask the advice, you can just either through the comment, or we probably gonna talk about it in the next podcast as a new topic.
And also we will not be saying any names of the people. If they don't want to, we won't even have the conversation that we had with them, but we will just kind of anonymously address whatever topic they, obviously for us is, my main thing is just to keep it always respectful, and if they don't want really to talk about it but they just want advice and they would maybe just want someone to talk to, they don't have anyone to talk to. But
so far this is all our first podcast. We name it Soul Sing Podcast because our soul is sing. Well, so yeah, thank you so much for listening or watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share our podcast. Don't forget to follow our Instagram, soulsing_. And yeah, see you guys in the next episode. Bye.